Hey, it's April from the Nova Garden, and this is my second spring garden tour of 2023. Today is May the 12th, 2023. I live in Zone 7B, which is the western central North Carolina. So I've been growing a lot of this spring stuff since the end of January. So let me show you what's been going on. I did grow in successions, so you hear me talk about successions. I'm a market grower, so I have to grow in successions to make it last longer. So this is session 1 of my kale. Now my spinach is starting to bolt because it's getting kind of hot here. This last week is very, very hot. So I've got to test this out to see exactly what the spinach tastes like. And then now we're going into cauliflower and broccoli, which this first session of cauliflower hit with a really bad cold snap. So it's still questionable whether or not it's going to make me any heads. I think it might actually be. Yep. I don't know if I can get in there to show you guys. Yep, there's a head in there. Yay. And then I'll go back around in a second and show you. Let's see if I can actually show you now. There we go. Broccoli heads. There's all kinds of different broccolis out there. And this is just the broccoli head that grows tall. Gives me lots of leaves. And then grows my heads. And then this is cabbage, which I think I have several heads that can be harvested today. And this one's pretty good size here. We've already harvested one right there. Like this one should be ready to harvest today too. Oh yeah, that's a good one. You test it out by squeezing it, and if it's firm, it's ready to go. Here's some more broccoli. Now this right here is red cabbage, and it is growing just a little bit slower than the green. It's just now starting to make heads. It's really pretty, and it's actually very tasty. So these are my carrots. I am going to pull one today. I want to see if it is ready to be harvested. I don't know how much you guys can see, but I'm pulling the soil away just to see like how big the head feels to me. I think if I pulled it now, it would be a pretty skinny one. So I'm going to wait. So what I'm going to do about my carrots, after I'm done filming this, I'm going to come out and look at the biggest one, the tallest one, and see how it felt. That one felt like it would still be skinny to me. So I don't know what to do. I'm iffy on whether I want to pull those or not. I have a lot of catnip in my garden. Catnip is very much a mint and a bully, and it overgrows, so I have to cut it back. So this needs to be cut back, and then you'll see a few more that need to be cut back really bad. 4 seasons of Marvel, which will probably be harvested today for the farmer's market tomorrow. Some more broccoli. We're getting into my second session, and it's already grew me a broccoli head too. I'm very excited to see all the broccoli. Like, we have harvested 7 heads actually so far. Second succession of cabbage, which had died back a whole lot with that cold snap, but then, to my surprise, that one's not ready. It recovered, and I'm excited about that. Here are some onions. They were planted in March, so they probably got at least another month or 2 before they're ready. This is what I sowed by seed tape, and have been very, very happy and impressed with it. You got carrots, black seeded Simpson, and then a mixture of different types of lettuce, and then spinach in the back. I'm thinking this was oregano, and it does not like the heat. So as you can see, it is flowered. It's actually really pretty flowers though. My second succession of romaine. My first was picked for last week's farmer's market. This whole row here will be picked for this we're kind of running into those. I don't know how much things are going to do because it's getting warm. As you can see, one of the remains have already bolted. The thing about North Carolina this year, we had this beautiful spring, but when it decided to get really, really warm, it got warm, and it got warm fast and hot for several days. So now the spring stuff, who's been used to the cold and actually doesn't really like hot temperatures, is struggling with the heat, so they're starting to bolt. So hopefully I have another 2 weeks left, but it just really depends on the weather and how the plants handle it. So when my second succession struggled with the cold, I went to a nursery and bought some backup broccoli, cauliflowers, cabbages, and kales. So we're going to start running into that. Now this cauliflower right here that we're seeing, that's actually my cauliflower. And so I'm excited about that. But these broccolis that you see, which these 2 heads right here for sure will be harvest for today, for to farmer's market tomorrow. But these right here are the ones we bought. But all the cauliflower, look, there's 1, 2, 3. There's more than that. I just don't know where they're all at. But you can see a baby one right there. And right there. That's pretty cool. And then this is my second succession of my kale. Doing really good. And behind it is some Swiss chard that I planted by seed. Another catnip. And then some more carrots that I had started. This is the onion bed that I put in back in October that overwintered, and it's probably getting ready to harvest. As you can tell, the leaves of the stems of the onions are getting yellow and bending over. And I might go ahead and actually pick this one, because once it starts throwing shoots up like this, they're actually going to not get any bigger. And I have 2 that have done that, so I'm probably going to harvest those when I harvest today. This is my asparagus bed. It's not really impressive right now. I see 1 asparagus that I can eat. And trust me, they have been delicious. Here's the back end where you can see that spinach and that seed tape mixed lettuce. And this bed right here, this first row here with the big plants, those are kohlrabi. They're not popping up to what I can show you what a kohlrabi is, but I cannot wait because it is very different. And then in the back here are some radishes that I'm going to harvest for the farmer's market tomorrow. This is the 4th round of romaine. Hopefully it can tolerate the weather. More radishes. I have radish in very random places. Now we're getting into the 3rd succession. So this is my 3rd succession of romaine. Some more kohlrabis. More radishes. This is my broccoli that I started from seed. And yesterday, I could have sworn I saw a broccoli head, but of course, now that I want to show it to you guys, I'm not seeing it. I think there it is right there, actually. Yeah, there it is. See, little broccoli? More cabbage. That is a volunteer sunflowers from a seed that dropped last year that overwintered. That's always exciting to see. I let it stay when they do that. More catnip. If you've been watching my beginner gardener series, here's our garden bed. Dinosaur kale. There's some more romaine that I'm actually going to pick today. Romaine. This is the cabbage that I bought at the nursery. It actually looks really, really good, and I wouldn't be shocked if it is ready to harvest pretty soon. And then this is more radishes. We're starting to see peas popping up. So I purposely grew these peas that are going to be more yellow. I wanted to try them. Look how beautiful their flowers are. And then down here on the end of that, you'll see the white flowers, which is the regular green peas. If I see a pea, I'll show you. Oh, here's some. See, those are green. These peas are the snow peas, so they're very sweet. They're really good in stir fry. Personally, I eat them right off. Like, I'll come out here and pick me a few and snack on them as I'm working out here. This right here is called slow bolt lettuce. It's supposed to be made for the southern weather where it can tolerate some of the heat. It's looking really, really good. I'm hoping to wait and harvest it next week for next Saturday. You're going to see some lettuce heads and some spinach, which this spinach is doing worse than the other spinach about bolting. So this spinach is coming up today. And we taste it to see if it's even any good. More Swiss chard. So this Swiss chard right here is called spinach Swiss chard, which is, I mean, it really does look like spinach, but of course Swiss chard can handle this weather. So it's kind of like an alternative. And then I've got some rainbow. I'm going to pick some of this for the farmer's market. This last little session that I'm showing you guys is all of my cauliflower. I planted some purple cauliflower and I'm just waiting for it to form heads because I really want to taste it. But I have not seen a head in it so far. And then these little things that you're seeing pop up right here, more radish. Radish is like everywhere that I can plug it into. I have not seen a head on these yet. So hopefully soon I will report that my purple cauliflower. Now some of this is purple, some of this is the regular snowball, which I think is what we're getting into now. And I haven't seen a head on them either. But hopefully soon. It is the third round. It was the last round that went in. Thank you guys for watching my garden tour. Hope you enjoyed it. I plan on doing this weekly. Next week, I'm hoping to add in my summer crop section, which I can show you a little glimpse of right now. I'm not going to walk you down every aisle because it is not ready to show. We got all of the summer crops in. However, I did put the cucumbers and squash and zucchini in, and it had a few cooler nights than what they like, and it did not do very well. So the same nursery that I hit up for some of this other stuff, I'm going to hit up to get some replacements for the cucumber, squash, and zucchini this weekend. And then hopefully this will be ready to show you guys next week. I thank you guys for following me.